Today I'm going to show you guys 2 ways on how to guard your convoys with the help of the new Man the Guns DLC. So if you're sick and tired of, say for example, playing as the United States and having your convoys raided in the Mid-Atlantic Gap, or you're the Germany and you're sick and tired of getting your convoys for your tungsten or whatever you've got getting raided over here in the English channel, this is the video for you. Now here's how you do this. First off, is always the very base thing that everyone's going to tell you is do convoy escort. You just click a fleet, you right click the zones you want them to patrol and convoy escort, and problem solved. But if you're in the English channel, that might not work so great if you're Germany, right? So basically, there's these new things you can do, which I call them little access buttons. Now there's 3 levels. The first one is pretty much allowed, which means that you can just do whatever you want. There's no difference from the base game. Everything goes kind of carefree. Now, this level avoid, people are going to be a little bit confused because it says that fleets and trade routes will try to avoid this region unless there's no other route. That's not entirely 100% true. If you send a fleet somewhere manually, it will still bypass that zone. That just stops convoys from going. If you manually select something and tell it to go that way, it'll still go that way. And then we have over here, which is the same thing, which trade routes and navies under no circumstances will go through these zones. So here's how you do it. Now, say for example, I'm Germany and I took over Ireland somehow, and it's like, oh man, I would love to supply my troops there, right? Well, currently the supply goes from Berlin to territory of which name I've forgotten, and then go over to Ireland. So if obviously that's not a good idea because this convoy route goes straight through the English Channel, and the other one goes up north around the UK and takes even longer. So here's how you do this. What you do is you click the zone you don't want your convoys to go through, trade route, no, and no. Now, if you're doing this the first time, you might be a little bit confused because once you've done that, you're like, hey, wait a minute. It still shows that it's going to go the same route as before. Just click the space bar for a second, let the game catch up about a day, and it'll fix your problem. Now, as you can see, it's going to send the Lend-Lease or the supplies instead through Italy, through the Mediterranean, and go up that way. Now, if you entirely block off a zone altogether, it won't send anything. So there's really no point in doing it like that if that's what your concern is. So, but at least right now, as you can see, that fixes the issue. Now, the reason I said it works great for the United States is because the Mid-Atlantic Gap. The Mid-Atlantic Gap, it's really a difficult place to get your ships into. So as long as you as the United States turn off these zones and you're in multiplayer, you don't really have to worry that much about convoy raiding. If you do it just like... yeah, that'll work. If you do it just like this, the only place the German submarines can actually engage you are in the west coast of the UK, and hopefully, fingers crossed, if it's in multiplayer, the UK was competent enough to put its navy on patrol over there. Or they're going to be coming this way around the southern part of all this, which you should be able to guard because of all the islands, and they're all allied powers, so you've got a large amount of fuel storage, really, options down there. Now, one other thing too. Once you have this map mode turned on, it doesn't mean that your navy can never go through here again. Now, if you have the level as blocked, you can still send your navy manually out of port into certain areas. It's going to try to take the shortest route possible, but you can see, even though it says this not allowed to go anywhere, it'll still leave. And if it's damaged, it will still come back and try to repair. So, yeah, guys, that is pretty much everything that I think you guys need to know and everything I know so far regarding escorting convoys now with Man the Guns. Hope this video helped you out, and if it did, please don't forget to leave a like down below and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time. Stay awesome.